So a balanced agreement for long-term budget, which is not in this agreement, would give us that predictability, would give us that ability to move forward. And to do that, we need to deal with mandatory spending. This budget agreement deals with discretionary spending. It doesn't deal with mandatory spending. Mr. President, we've taken steps to move in this direction. The passage of the Affordable Care Act puts in place a manner in which we can deal with health care costs by reducing the growth rate of health care expenditures, by dealing with the readmissions to hospitals, by managing complicated illnesses, duplicate tests, getting people out of the emergency room into our clinics and into preventive care, having seniors take advantage of preventive health care because they don't have to pay a copayment that they couldn't afford. These are ways that we improve what we call the delivery system of health care in America, where you bring down the cost of health care. That's the best way to bring down the mandatory spending accounts in Medicare and Medicaid, reduce health care costs. We need to do more of that. We need to get down the cost of our mandatory spending in this country. And we could have done more, and this budget agreement did not deal with that. And then there's the issue of revenue. And I'm going to talk about revenue because I was proud to be part of the Congress that balanced the federal budget when Bill Clinton was president of the United States. And you know what we did back then? We brought in more revenue and we reduced spending. And we balanced the budget, and what happened? Our economy took off. We were not only growing jobs, we were growing good-paying jobs, and the standard of living for all Americans went up. We got to get back to that. We are spending too much today, and we don't have enough revenue. And yes, this agreement takes care of reducing some spending, but not all, and does virtually nothing about revenues. And we got to get back to that. And we can bring in the revenue necessary to balance the federal budget by reforming our tax code. There's been some great work done. Senate Finance Committee I'm privileged to serve on. Democrats and Republicans taking a look at our code to see ways that we can make it more sense out of our tax code. We can do things about it. And let me just remind my colleagues that we spend more money in the tax code than we do through all the appropriation bills. We spend more in our tax code. Over $1 trillion a year is spent in our tax code. These are tax breaks that go to some, but not all, taxpayers.